Hey guys, welcome to Cooking with Chase. Today we're going to do another variation on some instant ramen noodles. Today we're going to do kind of what they call a dan noodle, which is a spicy noodle served in the Sichuan province of China. And the last ramen video, I know a couple of people made it a few times. It was really popular, and this is another kind of variation with ground beef or ground pork, depending on what you have, that we really love in the house here. Well, I really love because it's spicy. Ty doesn't like it so much because she does not like the spice. But really quick and easy, so it's going to be a fast video today. But yeah, it's another real quick, cheap, midday kind of meal. So let's dive in. Kind of what you need is ground meat. I've got ground beef. You can use ground pork. Actually, traditionally in Sichuan, they use ground pork. You could use some water to let it out a little bit, but I've got chicken stock, so I'm going to use chicken stock. And then we've talked about these in the ramen video before, but a Chinese dark vinegar, some sesame oil, some soy sauce, a pack of instant ramen. It's the brand I recommend. Then I've got chili oil, and I've got some pickled beans. Traditionally, dan served with pickled mustard greens, which no one is going to have. But if you have some pickled something, like a pickled bean or even some pickled onions, it's really spicy and rich. You don't drain any of the fat off the pork or the beef. So some kind of acidity is kind of nice to help cut through the dish. And then to go on top, I've got a sprang onion. And then into the pork, I'm going to throw some onion, a couple cloves of garlic. If you had some ginger, great. If you don't, we don't either. So it's all good. Okay, so I've got a heavy bottom cast iron, pan, just kind of heated up to medium here. I'm adding just a touch of oil just to keep the beef from sticking. Gonna kind of roll that around, get a nice coating on there. I'm not gonna use all this pork because this is just for one portion there, but I'll show you kind of what I would use for a portion. Would be kind of like, think about a burger, right? Kind of like 4.3 ounces, right? 4.3. Should I get the scale out and see if I'm right? No, I'm not right. My hands are all off. And then what I'd like to do is just kind of crumble it up a little bit. Might have been, no. And just to get a kind of as much surface area on the beef as possible, or pork, again. Trevor, if you want to make this, you got pork. It's kind of something like that. Just going to kind of let that go. I'm going to wash my hands, obviously. Let's raw meat. I'm going to slice up some garlic and some onions. And I'm only going to add a touch of salt to this. Just because we're adding soy sauce, there's a ton of seasoning in the packet, like the seasoning pack. So we're adding a lot of salt later on. So I'm just not going to go too heavy with that. We're just going to kind of let that caramelize away and get some nice color on there. I'm going to toss this in the fridge. Shove it in there for meow. Grab a knife. Do a little slicing. Yeah. And again, I'm just kind of going on just thinner slices of onion here. Oh, is my ramen pack blocking my slicing action? That's a little thick, so I'm just going to stick that up. There. Do a little garlic smasherino. So this is just like a very quick, what they do in, again, I haven't worked in like Sichuan province or in a restaurant, but from my research, what they do is they got these big vats of ground pork. They stew it with the onions and all the spices for quite a long time. So this is not like by any means like an authentic noodle dish, right? This is just like the idea of that. And then we're kind of playing along with it and kind of, what I've done is just kind of like quicken the whole process up. So you can see all that fat that's rendering out of the beef. This is really beautiful beef from a good friend of ours who raises cattle. And I know total tangent, but organic, free range, grass-fed beef can be really expensive. But I think where your money is best spent in that is getting ground beef, because it's still from the farmer. It's relatively like the steaks inexpensive, but the quality of this ground beef is just so much better than the stuff you get in the store. It's got all the fat in it. It's really lovely. So into that, I'm going to get these onions going. Real nice. I'm going to toss my garlic in right away. And all I'm doing with the garlic is I'm kind of trying to find a little kind of spot to get the garlic kind of frying up a bit. I'm just going to let that sit for a second before I move it around, because I want the garlic to get a little bit of color, but I want it to crisp up a touch before I start stirring it around. Okay, so I'm just going to leave that for a sec there. We'll jump over to our spring onion, which I would like to say we bought this 15 days ago. Again, just to show you how impressive that method of grab one. If you haven't seen it before, we keep our herbs in a container like this. So wet paper towel at the bottom and then bag on top. And this dill is 15 days old. These spring onions 15 days from the grocery store. So no excuse not to have nice fresh produce during the pandemic there. Just going to turn the heat up slightly there. Okay, so I'm happy with this. The garlic's kind of fried up. You see it's all frying in the beef fat there. I'm going to kind of get this all stirred up. Trying to break apart that beef a little bit. It smells real nice, gotta say. Just gonna let this cook down a bit. Perfect, go there. Okay, so let's get our spring onion diced there. I'm just kind of taking if the tips are a little dry or shiesty looking, you kind of snip those off. Now just kind of go on a bias there, as thin as you can. These are just going to go on raw on top of the noodle. We're not going to cook them. Trying to keep that crunch. Just kind of put those off to the side for garnish. Don't do what I just did. That's a crazy move. Delicious. Our friend Guy, who Tyler used to work with, Transit Canada?
Transport Canada.
Transport Canada, sorry, Guy. He pickled, we traded him some homemade bread for some of his delicious homemade pickles from his garden. If you can find a barter system in your life, I highly recommend it. So these are kind of a zesty bean. Oh, there's zesty. Woo! Gee. Jeez Louise, got me fired up there, bud. Woo! Okay. Woo! Okay. Get the heat a little bit higher. And that's kind of what I'm looking for, right? You see, it got some nice color to that beef. You want to treat beef like steak, like that deep caramelization you get off a steak. That's where the flavor is. And you want to kind of think about ground beef that way, right? Like it's still beef, and that deep, they call it Maillard reaction. I'm just slicing these up. I'm not trying to mince them like the green onion, just kind of nice chunks, right? So the whole idea of this is that you've got all this rich fat and all the spice. These are spicy, but that acidity just kind of helps cuts through that a little bit. Anyway, so you want to treat ground beef like you're getting a steak, and that really deep caramelization, the deep Maillard reaction. Which I think a lot of people don't do. A lot of times it's kind of cooked to gray. It's not really what you want, so. Okay, so I'm happy with this. You could obviously cook this down for a really long time, but for kind of this recipe, you don't need to. We're gonna keep all that fat in there. That's flavor to me. Gonna add a touch of chicken stock. That could be water. If you didn't have chicken stock, That's just to get all that fond, right?
Or beef stock if you had it.
Beef stock, we had it. Pork stock, if you made like braised pork shoulder and you had some left over the cooking list. Anything, right? Like we're using up what's in the fridge, but we're also adding flavor, right? But water would be fine. There's tons of flavor in this. So, whatever. But I'm just trying to get the fond off the bottom of the pan. All those little crispy bits. Okay, so now I'm going to add... Okay, I feel so weird being like, watch my cooking show. I'm opening up instant ramen. At this point, I'm going to add my ramen to the water there. And then this one comes with some dehydrated vegetables. I'm just going to throw them in because it comes with it. And then the soup base. It's there. Sorry. This is to dissolve the soup base into there, right? You can see the color changed immediately. The sauce is quite thick from the fat. The fat has thickened it up a little bit. I'm actually going to add a touch more chicken stock because it reduced a bit. And that's what keeping the fat is. It like makes it, it's like, you know, the difference between butter and beef fat is not, in what it does to food isn't that drastic. So when we had a pan sauce in the French cooking, chicken stock, you thicken it with butter. Well, this, we had all that beef fat, we're adding chicken stock and it's thickening up in the same way. And that's why you know, my dad said to me, he's like, you always call it fat. Well, it's because I think people have this notion that like butter it is different than beef fat, but what it's doing to your food is really similar, right? Like whether you're adding canola oil or olive oil or butter or beef fat or pork fat or Schmaltz chicken fat, like how it's interacting with your food is similar. So I just try to kind of just call it fat as much as I can. So, okay, so I've got the beef cooked with the onions, seasoning pack, tons of flavor. I'm just going to kind of add a touch of soy sauce for some like richness. A little sesame oil for that kind of sesame flavor. And then just a little Chinese dark vinegar, like literally, like for this, like, can you see that from there? Maybe I'm adding like a teaspoon. Just kind of like brighten it up, because there's a lot of soy, a lot of fat, a lot of good stuff going in there. And then this is how they would do it. I know this one of the videos I've watched. They'd have a pot of this, kind of beautiful, kind of beefy pork mixture. It's kind of simmering away. And you'd go up and order your noodles, and they'd cook your noodles. And then we'll show you how we assemble this thing. Noodles need another 30 seconds or so. Well, I'll take the time to do that. So guys, we've been doing, we're at video 35 now or something like that, in that realm. And you know, it's not a small amount of work for the two of us. And ever since we moved from Instagram Live to YouTube, it's been great. But now we have to edit and upload, and it's a lot of work there. So starting next week, we're going to be going from 5 videos a week down to 3. So we're going to be doing, I think, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And that's going to give us an opportunity to like have a bit more time, but also do some longer format recipes with that are a bit more complex. So we're planning to do a braised meat episode. We're going to do a whole segment on bread, stuff that if we were doing a video every day, we just wouldn't really have time to do all the edits and the cuts and the process to do that. So I'm sorry we're not going to be doing 5 days a week anymore. I know it's kind of the highlight for some people's day, which is amazing. But I think the content will be getting a lot better, which is, you know, important to us. So anyway, I just wanted to let you guys know about that. Oh, also I forgot to add, real quick here, just rinse this spoon off, don't contaminate the pepper chili. It's Szechuan, right? So the food's quite spicy. They've got all these chili peppers they cook the pork with, so I'm going to take some of the chili oil. But I'm actually going to take some of the chilies themselves. And I actually have Szechuan chilies in this. And stir that in, so it's pork mixture. Okay, perfect. So these noodles should be done. Give them a check. Yep, absolutely. Just gonna drain them. Leave them there for a sec, and we'll build our little bowl here. So this is how they do it. There's also, if you guys want some Dan Dan noodles in your Toronto, Chinese bun, traditional Chinese bun express. Chinese bun express?
Chinese traditional bun.
Chinese traditional bun in Chinatown as amazing Dan Dan noodles, which is like, I'd seen the dish, but that's the first time I had like had it. And it's really, really incredible. So I went a little heavy-handed with the amount of beef I had, but what you're going to do is going to kind of take some of the beef, that delicious sauce, and just put it in the bottom of your bowl, like that. That looks really nice. There. What they do is they just take the noodles, put the noodles right on top, kind of cover it up. And they don't add spring onion, but I really like it, so I do. Kind of do that. That's it. And then you kind of stir it up, and you kind of mix it all together, and that's your dish. Okay, so really quick, middle of the week meal, kind of instant ramen with meat, kind of a riff on Dan Dan noodles. Yeah, thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you tomorrow. Thanks so much. Thanks for tuning in. Be sure to like and subscribe. New videos every Monday to Friday at 5 p.m. Eastern. If you have any questions or suggestions, leave them in the comments. And as always, stay home, stay safe, eat well. Thanks.